and welcome to Part 62 of my report on the McCarrick Report by Patrick Parson. We are continuing Chapter 19, information about McCarrick's past conduct received during his tenure as Archbishop of Washington, 2001 to 2006. We are looking at Part D, information received related to Priest 1, and McCarrick's resignation as Archbishop of Washington, 2005 to 2006. In our last segment, Pope Benedict XVI, upon learning that a priest has credibly accused McCarrick of abuse, has changed his mind about extending Cardinal McCarrick's term as Archbishop of Washington, and asks Cardinal Ray, the prefect of the Congregation for Bishops, to request McCarrick's resignation following the Christmas holidays. Cardinal Ray sent Nuncio Montalvo a copy of the letter which McCarrick had written in August 2000, firmly protesting his innocence, and Cardinal Ray told Montalvo he would ask McCarrick to spontaneously withdraw, being now 6 months over 75 years old. A footnote mentions that when Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI was interviewed through Archbishop Georg Gänswein, the Pope Emeritus recollected that the request for McCarrick's resignation was intended to send McCarrick a, quote, clear signal, unquote, of disapproval. And then, on December 2nd, 2005, allegations about McCarrick became public. Blogger-journalist Matt Abbott posted an article on the internet referring to McCarrick sharing a bed with Priest 2. McCarrick met with Cardinal Ray 3 days later and accepted publication of his retirement, but after Easter 2006, along with the name of his successor, so his departure would appear completely normal and not a punishment. And regarding the rumors, McCarrick told Cardinal Ray that, yes, he had sometimes invited one or another seminarian to sleep in his bed at the vacation house, but there was never anything sexual about it, and that McCarrick realized now he had been imprudent in acting this way, which could lead people to think something had happened which never did. Soon after that, Bishop Budkowski of Metuchen sent Nuncio Montalvo specific allegations made by both Priests 1 and 2. In the allegations, Priest 2 said sleeping arrangements were always inappropriate on trips he and other seminarians took with McCarrick to the beach house, and Merrick at times made inappropriate physical contact, although not clearly sexual. Priest 2 also shared inappropriate physical contact with McCarrick on trips to Eldred, New York, in a hospital while attending Yankee baseball games in New York, and on a trip to Puerto Rico. Here a footnote adds that information received at the time by the Congregation for Bishops did not relate to minors, and that, quote, if there had been any involvement of minors, the approach to the question would have been completely different, unquote. In other words, it is okay for a cardinal to harass young adults. It is difficult for me to see and understand the mindset we are seeing here. Bishop Butkowski also provided allegations made by Priest 1, who described watching McCarrick engage in sexual touching with a priest, and McCarrick telling Priest 1 he was next. McCarrick also arranged for Priest 1 to spend the night in McCarrick's New York apartment, where McCarrick touched Priest 1 in a sexual way. Priest 1 had no recollection of what else may have happened, remembering only his drive home. I would suspect his subconscious was blacking out what had happened when he was with McCarrick, but the report does not even hint at that. And with that, we will end this segment, knowing that we will continue with Part D next time. But in the meantime, let us ask for forgiveness and salvation of all souls through the Fatima prayer. O my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell, and lead all souls to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy.